Do you ever wonder why certain movies are simply a disaster? Are they truly garbage? Or perhaps they are misunderstood?
Welcome to the main course of cinematic catastrophe that is Le Crap, with your gourmet, Chef Bri and Chef Gio.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Late Crap. My name is Bri.
And my name's Gio.
So after our last endeavor with the Captain America Republic serials, we decided, you know what? I don't think we've had enough of Cap yet.
Nope. I'm looking at the calendar right now and it still says July, which still means it's America Month. And what better way to celebrate America Month than a foreign-made movie?
Yes.
Now, last episode, I did mention the fact that despite its many, many flaws, the serial was popular and successful in some markets. One of those markets happened to be Türkiye. And, words escape me on this one because let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh yes, let's do it.
This is, and I'm probably going to be mispronouncing a lot of words in this episode. This is 1973's Three Dev Adam, or translated as Three Giant Men, but also commonly referred to as Captain America and El Santo versus Spider-Man, or simply Turkish Spider-Man, an unlicensed Turksploitation film where Captain America teams up with the legendary luchador El Santo to fight the dastardly, terrifying, most wicked of criminals that has ever been birthed from Hell's Maw, Spider-Man.
Yeah. You tell me that the Ultimate run was kind of crazy. I didn't realize it was this crazy.
Yeah, they took some creative liberties with this one, let me tell you. So, there's definitely a lot of moving parts to this one. And I realize that just the title and premise alone are a lot to take in. So let's just go beat by beat. Let's start with part one. Let's talk Türkiye. So, we're not exactly new to exploitation films on this show. In just our second episode, we dove into the world of what is known as Bruceploitation with The Dragon Lives Again.
With his magic nunchucks.
And flying back to his home planet. But as you could probably imagine, especially in the wake of Bruce Lee's passing, that those kinds of movies were rampant. Almost all of them with low budgets, amateur actors, and just the most absurd plots you can think of. Now, we also briefly dove into the world of blaxploitation films with an homage to it, known as the Jewsploitation film. Called The Hebrew Hammer. Now, there were many, many different types, as you could tell, of exploitation films that popped up mainly from the 60s into the 80s. Many of them sharing common themes of just low budgets, ridiculous plots, and oftentimes just taking a bunch of different IPs that they most certainly didn't have the rights to using and just slapping them together willy-nilly with no regard for cohesion or sense. Can you guess what category this movie falls into?
Oh boy, I don't know, it might be like a break my brain moment. Is this like Final Jeopardy?
Yeah, you got 5 seconds. You got to put your answer in now. Now, when it comes to Turksploitation movies, they had a few particularly infamous aspects to them. Mainly that they would take soundtracks and scenes from other films, even if they had nothing to do with those films, and just wholesale include them in their movie. Probably the most notorious of these Turkish exploitation movies was, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this wrong, Dünyayı Kurtaran Adam, which was a martial arts movie that includes scenes and music from Star Wars, among several other sci-fi movies and properties at the time. And would I tell you that no popular property was safe from these kinds of movies? I mean, there were Turkish versions of Superman, Rocky, Rambo, multiple James Bond movies, and even a scene-for-scene remake of The Exorcist.
That's going to be our Halloween episode. I know it's going to be one of our Halloween episodes.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And also an adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I had this realization during the research to this, in that these movies had another weird thing in common with Dragon Lives Again in particular, mainly revolving around James Bond, The Exorcist, and Dracula. I wonder if there's a connection. Probably not.
The connection lives in our hearts.
Yeah, the connection was the friends we made along the way. Now, the Renaissance period of the Turksploitation movie really began in the mid-60s and continued well into the 80s. And let me just remind y'all, they made multiple James Bond movies. And oh no, we're going to get to Mr. Bond again in a minute. Now, most of you will probably have your attention drawn to our two Marvel superheroes, or for this movie, the one Marvel superhero and supervillain. But there is a third party involved in all this.
Who is our mystery man behind the third door?
Well, that mystery person is part 2, Bootleg Saints. So, for those of you who are not in the know, let me introduce you to Senor Rodolfo Guzman Huerta, aka El Santo, a Mexican masked wrestler who had a nearly 5-decade-long wrestling career. And when I tell you that this man was a Mexican icon, that is underselling it. Because in addition to that very, very, very lengthy in-ring career, he also beat The Rock and John Cena to the punch by also having a prolific acting career, where he starred in over 50 movies between 1958 and 1982. Said movies would often feature El Santo fighting aliens, vampires, robots, and all manner of bizarre foe.
So basically, he was the IRL version of the Scooby-Doo direct-to-video movies.
Pretty much. And this pretty much introduced the trope of masked wrestlers doubling as superheroes. And it was these film appearances that really catapulted him into being an icon, not just for lucha libre, but for all of Mexico. Now, these movies, and this is Wikipedia talking, were all very similar in plot and tone to, of all things, Republic serials.
Oh, see, just like the MCU. It's all connected. For better or worse.
Turkish Spider-Man will return in Avengers Doomsday.
I wish Marvel was cool enough to do that.
Maybe Spider-Verse at some point.
You know, Phil Lord and Chris Miller would do that, wouldn't they?
Oh, they absolutely would. But anyways, so when I tell you that this guy was like a trailblazer, like the portrayal of lucha libre in media now can really be boiled down to El Santo's media appearances. I mean, years after his passing, he appeared in a comic that was based on the Batman 66 Adam West series, where him and other luchadors teamed up with Batman to fight Bane, which I am sad that Bane didn't exist back then, because I would have paid to see that.
You know, they would have fought in like a Hanna-Barbera, like, what, you know, one of the crossovers that they did with Scooby-Doo.
Still would have watched it. Now, let me tell you how beloved this man was. Upon his passing in 1984, he was buried in his iconic silver mask. Over 10,000 people attended his funeral service, which is among the largest in Mexico. It reportedly took them hours to get his casket from the funeral parlor to the hearse. That is how, like, insanely popular he was in Mexico. So I would imagine, due to this movie's existence, that his popularity didn't just stop in Mexico.
Probably not.
And now we can move on to our feature presentation. Part 3. Hey, Istanbul. Heads up. Flings Mjolnir.
Jesus.
Now, 3 Dev Adam very clearly takes inspiration from Santo's movies, in that within the context of this movie, both Captain America and Spider-Man are also professional wrestlers for some reason.
Ah. I mean, wow. Was that, correct me if I'm wrong, was the Peter Parker, wrestling match thing, was that just a Sam Raimi thing?
You know, I do wonder. Because, I saw a brief snippet of, Spider-Man's costume in this, and it looked an almost uncomfortable amount like Tobey Maguire's wrestling costume in the first movie. I don't know if that's just a weird coincidence, but I guess we'll see, when we actually see the movie in motion.
I would not be shocked if Sam Raimi did that as a reference.
That would be the deepest cut ever if it was. Now, I did mention before that the Captain America Republic serial was very popular in Turkey and helped inspire this movie. Just take one look at the poster for this thing, and you could see that Cap's uniform in this looks mighty similar to how it was in the serial. I mean, his boots are a lot closer to the comics version, but costume itself with the darker coloration and lack of wingtips, he definitely reads more Grant Gardner than Steve Rogers. And just to provide a more minor spoiler, if that wasn't enough for you, we also have a cameo appearance in the film by the Scarab.
Oh boy. Oh, I love that for us.
And in typical Turksploitation fashion, the movie also has cameos from other unrelated characters, as well as the soundtrack from many, many, many other productions, mainly from the James Bond films. Dear God, we are in for it now.
Well, actually, this is how I know we're in for it. This might be one of our most Krusty Krab viewings of all time. So, on YouTube and the Internet Archive, the version that exists is mostly the original Turkish version without hard subtitles. So, in order to find English subs, I'm on, this Russian website, this Russian video website. It's all in Russian. It's 360p. And the first words on the screen before you hit play are, "Don't cry for help. Talk."
You know what? That's what this masterpiece deserves, honestly. It's forget 720p on Tubi. Oh, no. We are devoted to our craft here on Late Crap.
Oh yeah, no, only the best quality here. Yeah, which, by the way, for my birthday episode, I'm pretty sure we're doing Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. So, in tradition to that, we're gonna be doing that on, an old camera because Spider-Man lost so much money they never did a pro shot. And I don't know if we're gonna watch Turn Off the Dark 1.0 or 2.0. I'm more privy to 1.0 because it's more of a disaster and it has the shit with Arachne, wanting to fuck Spider-Man, but that's a story for another day.
When I reposted your post on the Captain America serial episode, I gave you the summary to put on, which was that the Cap serial has as much to do with Captain America as Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark does with Spider-Man, and God, that ain't accurate.
Now, you will embrace a freak like me, and honestly, one of my greatest regrets in life is not seeing that train wreck in person. I could have, but I didn't. And I have been kicking myself ever since. That and seeing fucking Lestat with the Crimson Kiss t-shirt.
You showed me the trailer for Turn Off the Dark, and as soon as I saw the Hammerhead costume, I was like, oh. Because the only other thing I've seen of that play is an old trailer years and years ago that had the Sinister Six in it. And as soon as I saw what Electro looked like, I just stopped, turned it off, and never watched it again. I was like, no, look at how they massacred my boy.
Yeah. But honestly, when you think of Spider-Man and the modern Broadway musical, what musicians do you think of? I certainly think of Bono and the Edge, because certainly that has as much to do with Spider-Man as the Turkish Captain America versus Spider-Man has to do with the comics.
Yeah, fair enough. And I would be remiss as not to point out that this is not only a Captain America month feature, but It's also a nice little segue to another feature film starring the wall crawler coming up. A couple weeks from when we're filming. See, we plan things here.
Oh, yes, we don't just totally, go like, I don't know, just slap at the keyboard, try to throw shit together with bubblegum and duct tape. No, we're a professional operation here. Well, let's get ready to wall crawl and jump off the ropes. So, Gio and I are gonna watch this, and it's a good sign? When Gio's like, oh, it's only 85 minutes taking my line. I'm like, oh, we're gonna die. This is just gonna be death by like 1,000 pauses. So, hopefully, this won't take more than 2.5 hours. And when we come back, we will give you our thoughts. Yeah, I feel like that sums that up pretty good.
I'm so glad we are staring at Grant Gardner's stupid face right now because, boy, do I wish that was what we...
I miss him! Come back, Grant!
Come back, Grant Senpai. All is forgiven. I take back everything I said about your fight scenes. Please, can we just go back? Oh my god. We said multiple times during this run through how other movies that we've watched, like Korean Batman, were more coherent than this. We were halfway through this and we just both openly said, what the fuck is going on?
I don't think either of us know what's going on. And the big reason for why that is like the editing is non-existent.
Holy shit. This, at least among the stuff that we've watched, has to be the worst edited movie that we've watched. At the very least, it has some of the worst sound design. I mean, this is...
Like, it's just to, like, paint a picture, like, how bad it's edited. Like, literally, the end of the film is, like, the actual reel of film is left in.
Yeah. Also, they leave the B-roll, like, in it multiple times. Now, usually, this is the part where we would, like, give a summary of the movie and, like, our thoughts on all the weird choices, but, here's the thing. There is no comprehensible story in this. This is the epitome of things just happen. Like, at the very least, for as underwhelming as the Captain America serial was, at least you could follow what was going on.
Yeah, like, that was the big thing that I said, and I can't get over enough how, like, the editing, like, music will just start and stop, and, like, the theory that I came up with is that they might have shot this in chronological order to avoid, like, having to, like, splice the film as much. And that's why it's just structured, like, just incomprehensible. There's structure with this. And that's not an exaggeration. Like, literally, you cannot follow, like, what the fuck is going on in the story other than evil Spider-Man and his sexy girlfriend steal shit.
It's... I could not tell you what this goober's plot was. Like, the Scarab's plots were stupid, but, like, at least you could kinda understand what they were.
Yeah, I mean, they had, like, the emotional intelligence of, like, a cartoon for babies, but you could follow what was happening.
This one, it would just be like Spider-Man breaks into somebody's house and kills them and steals a tiny lady statue and laughs like a fucking maniac. Oh, God.
Yeah, this one was bad.
This was incomprehensibly bad. Like, to go back to what you were saying before about the music, like, they would play one of their stolen soundtracks, and then as soon as they transitioned to another scene, the music just stopped.
And if they come back to that scene, the same track from before would just continue playing. I've never seen that before. It's, like, actually, like, certifiably, like, insane. Like, there was a few times while watching this, I thought I was having a stroke, because I'm like, am I crazy? Like, is this happening? And this isn't even me, like, being on, like, 2 cups of coffee, you know, working all day. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
There was like one point in the middle of the movie where they just transitioned scenes like maybe 10 times in rapid succession, and every single time the music would stop and then just restart a new track. It was I
felt numb by the end. Like, I felt numb. Like, I went from like getting to be like, that's weird, to like fucking annoyed, to like, I don't care about fucking anything, man. I don't smoke, but I'm like, God, I really fucking want a cigarette right now. Like, I just, the complete void of emptiness. Yeah, I agree, Elfie.
Why the silly music now?
What? What is happening?
What? This is actually disorienting how they keep changing the music.
Yeah, I know. Like, I legit feel like I'm having a stroke right now. Like, oh my God! You know, I think it's getting to the point where I just need to fully turn off my brain. Because trying to make sense out of this is just going to be a wasted effort.
No. So, I think, like, the basics of what is happening is Spider-Man is this, like, super evil crime lord, and he has, like, his little girlfriend with him, and, like, he's going on this crazy killing spree, so authorities in Istanbul, for some godforsaken reason, call in the American super soldier and the Mexican luchador to come do their job for them. The very Turkish-looking American super soldier and Mexican luchador, who speak almost exclusively in Turkish throughout the entire movie.
The exception of, like, some gratuitous English.
And what's even weirder is that there's, like, maybe one or two moments where they speak, like, a line in Spanish, and none of those times are by Santo, despite him, you know, being the Mexican luchador.
Literally none. Like, I forgot that, like, halfway through that he was supposed to be Mexican, to be honest.
Honestly, I don't even think the movie knew that either. So, the two of them and Cap's girlfriend, who isn't Gail Richards, by the way, God, I wish it was, they show up and they start doing things like just some stuff at a bar, at a strip club, some really excruciatingly long strip teases that really reminded me of another movie we watched.
What? Oh, okay. What the fuck?
What? Alright, I'm gonna say something even more spicy.
Alright.
Korean Batman was more comprehensible than this. And that movie wasn't even complete.
I don't disagree with that, and that horrifies me. Wait, did the track just fucking loop?
Yes it did. Alright, with all this build-up, you better have Booba at the end.
I got some Shadow Nip. That's something. Oh, is she gonna do the thing where she waves around? What the fuck is going on? Oh, yeah.
This is giving me Orgy of the Dead vibes. This is giving me some serious Orgy of the Dead vibes. I don't like that it's giving me Orgy of the Dead vibes.
I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh my god, this track fucking looped again. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, how long does this go on for?
I don't know. Oh, I guess we're done.
Well, that was plot relevant, I believe.
At least a Orgy of the Dead. It told you straight up that this is what it was going to be. It wasn't going to be good, but you were going to see some titties. And here's the thing, too, is you see no nips. It's like one of those, I don't know the exact name, but it's like the little tassels that you put on, like, the nipples, and you kind of whip them back and forth, you know, like Willow Smith.
Yeah, this movie doesn't even have the balls to show, like, a frontal shot. Hell, this movie doesn't even have the balls to have an ass shot. Like, there was one scene where Santo is taking a shower inside the gym, and he's in his underwear.
Yeah, maybe you see, like, a little bit of thigh. But if you're looking for them cheeks, unless it's Türkiye's ass, because boy, Captain America's a caked up boy.
I guess that's just true in any cinematic universe. God, I'm so glad there is not a Turkish Marvel cinematic universe. God.
Yeah, because then it'd be the cinematic universe of Bri gets alcohol poisoning.
Good lord. But we mentioned Captain America being caked up in his costume, which sadly you don't see very often because neither he nor Santo really appear in costume all that much. I counted maybe 3 times a piece that they were in costume. Like, hell, they weren't even in costume for the final battle, which, we'll get to that final battle in a sec, because I have things to say about that final battle.
Oh yeah, that was the excruciating. Like, that was like the last 10 minutes where this just kind of became whatever to like, I think I actually kind of fucking hate this. But it is really a shame about the costume because honestly, it's like not a bad costume.
Yeah, like, it's a lot closer in color to like the comics version, and like he actually has like the red like pirate boots on as opposed to like Grant Gardner's dress shoes. Like, the costume itself isn't really that bad. Now, in terms of Spider-Man's costume,
oh boy.
Ooh.
That's a pile of garbage.
Yeah. Like, I was gonna joke that this was a Spirit Halloween costume, but I would not offend Spirit Halloween in such a manner.
No.
This thing is, like, bad. Like, it's mostly green, which we were wondering if maybe that was just a result of this being a really, really crusty rendition of this movie. But no, towards the end, one of them calls Spider-Man that green idiot. So yeah, it's just straight up green.
Which is weird because of the poster, like, it's just, I'm assuming, like, you know, one of the comic panels that they just, like, you know, cut out of, like, a comic book.
Yeah, because on the poster, he just looks like regular-ass Spider-Man, but here he looks like this green goober, and, like, his eye holes aren't even covered up. And, like, you could actually see, I didn't know if it was his eyebrows or just his regular hair was just constantly sticking out of the eye holes. It just looks so ridiculous.
You know what it reminded me of? And we were talking about this while we were watching. It looks so much like the costume that Peter wore during his, amateur wrestling match in, like, the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. And then I kind of begged the question, and I would not be shocked if that was the case. Or it's just a very funny coincidence that it's a reference to this.
God, I wish it was. God, do I wish it was. That would be at least one funny thing we could credit this movie for. But, oh, God. And let's talk about the webhead for a second here, because...
Oh, yes.
Like, for all the flaws that the Scarab had, there was at least, like, a little degree of subtlety there. Not here.
Subtlety? What's that?
Like, I mentioned it before, now that I mentioned the Green Goblin, it feels more like Norman Osborn behind that mask instead of Peter Parker. Like, he's just, like, indiscriminately murdering people and, like, laughing like a fucking lunatic. Like, the very first scene of this movie is him and his thugs, like, burying this lady up to her head in sand and then killing her with a boat propeller.
It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever watched.
Up until he deals with the gym manager, who, according to Wikipedia, is supposed to be the Scarab. But I don't know if the subtitles were just off in this, because a lot of the cameos that Wikipedia talks about, they don't get named here.
We actually don't even know the names of the characters. So this movie is an incoherent mess.
Yeah, so the scene of him killing the lady with the propeller is ridiculous, but boy, does it not hold a candle to your favorite moment of the movie.
Oh, yes. This didn't redeem the movie for me, but I will say this. This tickled me because as soon as I saw it coming, I know I'm broken as a person. And you know what? Being broken is okay. But the fact that my mind immediately went to that this was where they were going with this, it honestly scares me. So, should I elaborate on this?
Please do.
Okay. So, sometimes in movies or TV shows or books, they'll have a torture scene where a rat will maul a person. They're hungry little rodentia. They need that Snickers. So, in this version, which by the way, I have to clarify that I'll just say it. So instead of mice or rats, they have a guinea pig. And I swear to Christ, this guinea pig looks exactly like the guinea pig that I had when I was a kid named Bobby Joe, who used to take strawberries from my mouth because he was a trained guinea pig. But anyway, which I have to also add that guinea pigs are cavies. They're not rodents per se. But they have this guinea pig, they have him go down this giant fucking habit trail, and I realize as I'm saying this, I sound like I'm on fucking meth. But I promise you, guinea pig goes la la la la. The guinea pig doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And then the guy is freaking out, like his fucking saw. And then he just bites his face off, and it's an egregious amount of blood.
Zavallı fareler, ikisi de bir haftadır aç. Şimdi onlara ziyafet çekeceğim.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Is that a fucking guinea pig?
İhanetin sonunu görün de ibret alın.
What is happening? Was it gonna be death by guinea pig? What is going on? What is happening? Okay, I can't take it. I know it's gonna. I know they're probably stealing that from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but I need a moment to process this.
I will give Spider-Man this. He is way more sadistic with his punishments than the Scarab ever was.
Oh no, the Scarab looks like a pussy next to him. The Scarab, your poison, magic flower weak sauce. Have you, had a man had his eyes mauled out by a guinea pig? If not, for shame. You should feel ashamed of yourself. You should just feel bad. You should feel bad for even being alive.
Also, I just realized we're over halfway through this movie.
I know. I'm proud of us for that.
I don't want to jinx it, but I was afraid this was going to turn into a pausing every 5 seconds kind of deal. I think it's just been so, incomprehensible that we just...
I think the pauses are the friends we made along the way. We're just making up pauses in our head. It's the propeller duff. I'm oh, that's shocking, but it's whatever. That's some, Friday the 13th shit. How do you even think of this? I know they're obviously getting inspiration from the Killer Rabbit scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which I'm pretty sure came out the same year as this. Let me actually just verify that. Oh, no, wait! This film precedes Monty Python and the Holy Grail by 2 years.
Oh, so they just came up with this whole scenario in their heads. Or maybe something else?
That really, like, fucking scares me. I wonder what year Night of the Lepus came out. Night of the Lepus. Night of the Lepus came out in 72, so maybe it's loosely based on that, but rabbits and guinea pigs aren't remotely related, so I actually don't know.
Let's just chalk this up to the people behind this having a fucked up imagination.
But why guinea pigs? Like I could see, like, rats or something. But,
Well, I
like,
mean, the spider said rats, that they were mice, but like they kind of look more like guinea pigs in this.
no, they are guinea pigs. I had a guinea pig. And I'll go back a few things. Let's just watch. That's a guinea pig.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
That legit looks like my childhood guinea pig, Bobby Joe.
Eğlence bitti. Herkes yukarı.
Yeah, it's just like a couple of seconds of his face like bleeding, and then they cut away, and like we don't see him after that. So basically, just like the serial scarab, he mostly just suffers and dies off screen.
Honestly, it's one of the most insane deaths. And originally I thought, I was like, oh, are they ripping off Monty Python and the Holy Grail with, like, the killer rabbit? But no, this actually precedes the Holy Grail by, like, 2 years. Which is, like, fucking crazy. But then again, it's, like, a joke people made. But it's like, why specifically a guinea pig? They're not even, like, rats. They don't even have tails. Spider-Man, with his infinite amount of wealth, decided to be, like, one of those people that really, like, likes their pet rat and just made this, like, giant, like, habit trail in his apartment.
Honestly, I think it's probably just the same logic for why the Taiwanese Dragon Ball had the cockatoo. It was probably just somebody's pet that they just had on hand.
That one, like, I thought we were gonna do Death by 1,000 Pauses. And you know what? We actually did good for our standards. So after the initial, like, first 6 seconds where we had the pause, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure is a record on the show, I don't think we had the pause again for another 40 minutes. But this, I was like, and I had said this as I was watching, I know there's going to be a scene here that is specifically going to break me. That this is going to be just the point where just I mentally snap and go postal. And that was that fucking scene.
Yeah, that was a rough one. That scene for me happened like at the end of the movie, which we'll get into later on. But it's just there's no point in like trying to summarize any of this because
it's nonsense.
It's all just complete nonsense of like Spider-Man like breaking into people's houses and like murdering them and stealing like statues of women that apparently are going to sell for like millions to US businessmen, and that's how they're going to get rich.
So literally, like, his entire scheme is basically what Hobby Lobby did in the Middle East.
It's so bizarre. And like in one of these moments he kills a couple that are like making out in the shower, and like it's just straight up ripping off Psycho.
Down to the blood in the drain.
Oh yeah. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised that they resisted the urge to
yeah, considering how much Turkish movies already rip other things off, like, I'm shocked they didn't just put that sound effect in. But let's get into Spider-Man's quote unquote powers in this movie.
Oh yes, let's do that.
He maybe climbs up a wall like 2 or 3 times in this, but like he doesn't have webs, he doesn't like have a spider sense.
Oh, but he has one sense.
Oh. So at some point in this movie, he apparently, in between scenes, traveled to the Hidden Leaf Village and learned the art of shadow clone jutsu. Like at first I was really, really confused because there was a point where both Santo and Captain America were like fighting him in an apartment, but they were both fighting him at once. And I thought, why are they just going back and forth of like one fighting him and then another fighting him. Turns out there are several of him. And like, the movie never explains, are these just his henchmen? Is he cloning himself? Which, God almighty, please, no Spider-Man clones, please. They never explain it.
Nope.
So then just like this army of Spider-Men just show up and they just start fighting them off. And it's like, is this Spider-Verse if it was really lame?
But Gio, you haven't explained Spider-Man's greatest power.
Oh God, yes. Okay. I didn't know that's where you were going. Okay. Yes. During this scene of like the psycho scene, we thought for a second that it was his girlfriend. So we were basically like, oh my God, is Spider-Man a cuck in this? And so I came up with his multiversal designation. He is the Spider of Earth 6969. The Simptacular Spider Cuck.
Truly a fitting title.
Oh, man. Like, his little shadow clone technique was stupid and unexplained in this thing. And then at the very end is when it gets so unbelievably annoying.
Oh yeah, like at this point, I think you and I were like, oh my God, can this movie just fucking end? And it just kept going on and on. Honestly, like, I've watched a lot of bad or underwhelming final boss fights. Writing a final battle is hard. Because it's like, your whole movie's riding on this. It's a lot of pressure. I mean, I've, when I'm writing my stuff, like, and the stuff that you've written, I mean, that's like, a thing where like, oh God, like, are we gonna blow it, But rest assured, no matter how many bad, like, Shonen Jump filler endings you watch, or like just anything underwhelming, or if you're just questioning your own like artistic abilities, rest assured you'll do better than this.
Yeah, so what is happening here is Santo and Cap are captured by, I keep wanting to say the Scarab's henchmen, by Spider-Man's henchmen. They manage to escape. Spider-Man shows up, his little girlfriend gets shot, Cap goes chasing after him, and by the way, neither of them are in costume, which, okay then. So, Cap goes chasing after him, they fight for a bit, it seems like Cap has killed him, and then another Spider-Man just appears, does his evil laugh, they fight for a few more minutes, he dies, and then another one appears and laughs. They fight some more. He dies. And then another one appears. It gets... After like the fourth time this happened, I was like, I swear to God, if another one of these fucking idiots appears and starts laughing, I'm gonna lose it. And then 2 seconds later, I was like, fuck off.
Yeah, I think that's for us when this movie went from just being like kind of a long drawn shitter to like, no, this is like North. Fuck this movie.
It was fucking obscene. And then when he finally does die, it's of course so anticlimactic. I don't know what.
He gets gently rolled over. Very slowly.
But like it even looks like he like ducks underneath. So like it wouldn't have even killed him.
Yeah, so he's like, no, I'm dying, and then, like, you, like, turn to me and we're like, are we sure he's dead? Because, at this point, we've been just so, like, psychologically damaged that we're, like, questioning, like, our own reality.
I was fully expecting them to go, nope, that was another fake one. Boy, I wonder how this is gonna get resolved.
Wait, is he just like Superman now?
Well, I think I said earlier that he had a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, but they're like straight bouncing off him. Oh no! His girlfriend died! Oh no! What a tragedy!
Oh my God, they did it again!
Oh no!
Oh,
that
it
was
is a
really
green
delayed
suit.
there. Oh my god, I just realized something. I think he's red and green because those are the colors of the Mexican flag.
Oh, God.
But here's my question. In that case, why don't you just make the spider white?
I don't know. Also, I don't know what Wikipedia was going on about because I haven't heard a damn thing about, like, any of them being professional wrestlers. And, like, they were talking about, like, a bunch of cameos in this movie that just haven't happened. Or maybe they get named in the credits. I don't know.
I don't know.
Then in that case, what would be the point of the cameo if they're only named in the credits?
Like, if that was the case, I feel like it's, like, so super niche that you would have to present it. It's like, oh, this is, like, Blorgo from, like, the alternate universe, you know, EU edition. It's Chick Globo. Everyone's favorite fucking character.
They don't even have him in costume for this final battle.
They just gave up.
Okay, are they fighting or fucking?
It's foreplay. Because they love each other so much. I mean, how else would you explain it? It's the doomed Yowie.
Oh, come on.
Oh, for God's sakes. Just
How many
end the
times are they
madness.
gonna do this shit? Like, how many shadow clones does this idiot have? I swear to God, if another one pops up, does that stupid laugh. Oh, for
There
fuck's
it is.
sake, fuck you!
Yeah, I think we're firmly in fuck this movie territory now. Because now I'm just getting annoyed.
It's like they're not even explaining it. Like, are they body doubles? Is he doing like a jutsu? Like, what the fuck is even happening?
Yeah, like, are they his minions? Like, what is going on?
Swear to God, that better be it. And then at the very end, they have the balls to try it again. Because right as they're like wrapping everything up and everybody's about to go home, Cap looks in the police car and sees somebody in a red mask. To which I was thinking, are you fucking serious? Then it turns out no, it was just somebody playing a joke.
And they're like, ha ha ha ha, like it's a sitcom ending.
God.
You know, I think this might be the first movie where both you and I have just, like, very audibly groaned, like, multiple times.
It's like neither of us were expecting high art here. And like, for most of its runtime, it was just indecipherable garbage. And then that ending just shot it up to that holy fuck levels.
And I'm glad we watched this on, like, a questionable, like, Russian websites. And this is, like, a booty-ass, like, VHS rip. Which, by the way, halfway through, this VHS, like, died for, like, a couple seconds. It just went...
Yeah, there's a bunch of moments like that where, like, the sound will cut out or, like, it'll be delayed. And, oh, I didn't even mention my favorite part of the sound design of how every fucking buddy in this movie sounds like they're wearing clogs. Every single fucking person, when they're walking, it has that horse trot sounding.
Yeah, like, it's not even the Monty Python coconuts. This literally sounds like, you know, it's the producers. You know, they're getting ready to perform Springtime for Hitler, and they have, like, the backup dancers in the clogs, and they're getting ready to, like, do, like, the big giant swastika on stage. That's what it felt like.
It's every freaking buddy. Doesn't matter, man or woman or what
Yeah.
kind of surface they're walking on. It's every fucking buddy.
Yeah, it's everybody. Yeah. Backstreet's back. All right.
I was getting so fucking tired of it really quick. And there's moments where you could definitely see they were taking some inspiration from this Cap cereal. We will give them this. They went pass the golden rule and let them fight multiple people instead of just 2 at a time.
I know, we're playing with fire there.
And then, like, the scenes of them, like, chasing the cars and, like, the Benny Hill running. It just looks so ridiculous.
And then we passed by Owen Wilson for some reason.
Oh, yeah, like, during one scene when Cap and Spider-Man were fighting, and, like, there's just this drunk guy sitting around just minding his own business, and he, I swear to God, is a dead ringer for Owen Wilson.
He's like, wow. Ka-chow!
And you know what sucks? The way that we have described this whole thing makes it sound like it's fun bad. It's not.
No. Like,
Not-
this is one of the
no.
few movies that I think will go out of our way not to recommend. Like, guys, there's better garbage out here. This is just... And I'm sure there's better Turksploitation films out there. Because here's the thing about this one, there wasn't even, like, any random-ass scenes from, like, any Hollywood movies. This just is, like, a couple reels of film stitched together. Like, and I mean that in a literal way. And I haven't worked with film a lot, but I've worked with 16mm film. Film is a pain in the ass to fucking glue and stick together, especially if you're doing it the old analog way, which I have done. Like, I've done it, like, the non-digitalized way. That shit is fucking tedious.
Do you see why we're not even going over the plot? Because...
There is none!
There is none! It's just Santo and Cap fuck around for a bit, Spider-Man does something evil for a minute.
Evil!
And then he uses his army of clones to, like, fight Cap for a bit. Oh, God.
You know, when you talk about clones... This sounds like, you know, the first draft that George Lucas wrote of Attack of the Clones, but he decided to, like, do, like, a little bit of meth and coke, and just really snort it up there, like, just completely, like, reaching, like, all, like, the nerves of the brain, just complete, you know, Christmas in July in that bitch.
You know, I did make the statement while we were watching that it was fitting that we were having spider clones pop in, because this has the same literary merit and comprehension that the Clone Saga did.
What, you don't like the tales of Ben Reilly?
God, that was a fucking unmitigated disaster of a story arc, but that's besides the point. Point is here, like, I was expecting it to be, like, more Dragon Lives Again, like, fun bad. It was not. It wishes it was. It was not.
No, like, I think the most fun we've had is just me coming up with one-liners and just us being, like, catty and bitchy the entire time.
Like, if they were more, like, open about all their cameos, like, because supposedly one of the people I keep wanting to fucking call him the Scarab. Supposedly one of the first people that Spider-Man kills was Inspector Jacques Clouseau, which the movie never tells us. Hell, the movie never tells us that manager dude is supposed to be the Scarab.
Oh yeah, it's not even the biggest one. So during, like, did we talk about the weird puppet sex thing?
Oh god, no, we almost forgot about that.
Originally I thought they were Punch and Judy. So the puppet that ends up, so you're not gonna believe this cameo. Like, just get ready, strap the fuck in, boys. So King Friday the 13th and I think Queen Sarah from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, you come in this really fucking weird sex scene. And you know it's King Friday because he, like, says in, like, barely intelligible English, Friday.
It is such a random-ass cameo. Like, they're just a bunch of puppets just watching Spider-Man and his girlfriend, like, doing the nasty.
But the fact that it's specifically Mr. Rogers, you know, because you know what I think about when I'm, like, dry humping? Fred Rogers and his puppets. Pulling a Bruce Lee there.
What the?
It's fucking Punch and Judy. Or something like that. We have puppets. They're going in the thumbnail too. So we're gonna have that, guinea pigs, and the sicko in the window. Owen Wilson and the sicko in the window. You know what I'm talking about. Haha, yes. Oh, you know what would be even better? If we Photoshop Spider-Man in the window.
Let's do it.
I guess that was some great sex. And she conked him out. Or not.
So, what the fuck was that with the puppets?
It's like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Alo? Evet?
I do not. But like, the sad thing is, if the rest of the movie was just more like gratuitous nonsense like that, and not just incomprehensible garbage, we might have had fun bad here.
Oh yeah, no, like, if we had just, like, weird, random, like, cameos from, like, children's shows, like, if H&R Puffin stuff was here, oh my god. This would be, like, a 12 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like, just say outright that it was the fucking Pink Panther, and like, have like James Bond like help out on the case since you're already using the music. Like, just go wild with it. It feels so like underwhelming in so many aspects. Like, I don't know what else to say other than I'm sad this was not fun bad.
Yeah, like, the fact that, like, King Friday and Queen Sarah, so that and, like, the guinea pig were honestly, like, the peaks of this. But that's just because it was so incredibly fucking random that you had to laugh.
Yeah, by the end with that stupid ass last fight scene, ugh.
Honestly, I didn't think we were gonna have a lot to say. This has actually turned into being a more coherent podcast than the fucking movie. I hate this for us. I fucking hate this movie, man.
Like, it's been a while since we had one of these where we could both look at each other and say, yeah, fuck this movie.
Yeah. The rare North category. But you know what the most disappointing thing of all is that I know Turksploitation is probably a very, like, vivid genre. For my first introduction to it, I have to say I wasn't a fan. Like, I was just expecting, like, a little bit more. Like, I was expecting, you know, kind of like Hong Kong cinema with, like, a little Middle Eastern flair. And this was just bad.
Yeah, no, like, I have a feeling that stuff like, I don't know, like that Turkish Star Wars I mentioned, or like any of the other ones, they're bound to be like more fun bad type ones out there, and we just stumbled upon this one that's just plain bad.
And you know what? Maybe this is just the curse of, like, pre-MCU Captain America adaptations just being hot fucking garbage.
Yeah, so bit of a low point to end Captain America month on. But hey, at least next time out, we're gonna have something else that is not adjacent to Spider-Man in the least.
You could say, you know, get all the freaks with you. I'm still curious. Like, I have to see if there is 1.0 because I'm not sure if you could handle watching 1.0 and 2.0, so we're gonna have to pick a version of Turn Off the Dark that we like. And yes, before everyone says, I know, we're not a musical podcast per se, and is this technically a movie? No. Is this a TV show or special? No, but it is a video that exists online and it's based off a piece of media, so fuck you, we're doing it.
Doing it live.
We're doing it live! God damn it, we're doing it live! But also, like, you know, there's no, like, official version of the show, and you know what, after this, we fucking deserve it. I need to see, you know, Patrick Page in the fucking green leotard. Just think about how much of a freak he is.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
Well, you know, it's not full of regrets. Following us online. So, Gio, where can everyone find you?
So, you can find me over at captainstarbolt.bsky.social. I talk about fan art and Oshis and the comms I'm getting and things that are a lot better than Turkish Spider-Man, I'll tell you that much.
And if you wish to follow my journey to supervillain them, you can follow me at crazylemur.bsky.social. I'm also on Instagram at lemurs_rule1, where you can see the other parts of me. I'm still evil all the time, don't worry, so it's just like a different flavor of evil. Or, as I am famously called in the Bleach Wiki Discord server, Ebel. But anyway, yeah, this was, you know, an episode of this show. That for sure happened. And next time, I can't wait because, it's finally happening. I'm finally forcing you to watch, like, an actual musical. And we're gonna do it in the most crusty way possible, so I can't even think of a better thing. Oh, I cannot wait to watch this disaster with you.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Anyway, we'll see y'all later. Bye. What the hell?
Holy shit.
Damn, you got some cheeks.